Hello. I hope everybody's having a great evening. Welcome to my so-called life. I still have to say that a couple times to remember that I changed my channel name. I hope everybody's having a great night. Let me switch my camera. Oh, before I do, let's right from the jump. I may or may not have purchased a touch and sew table recently. Welcome to my so-called life. I hope everybody's having a great evening. I'm going to be going off. I purchased a few more patterns. I've been adding extra shots of espresso to my coffee, so it's extra strong. Awesome. Hello, Gilroy. Awesome. And I also found more vintage patterns. I think at this particular shop, what happened is they figured out, they're like, oh, this guy's buying patterns. They probably had like a couple hundred of them, but what they're doing is they're incrementally putting them out. They're just putting them out piece by piece. Hi. Awesome. I have quite a few things I'm going to share and show off this evening. Quite a few things to talk about. I hope I found some really cool stuff while thrifting, some really awesome stuff. But before we get to any of that, this program is for entertainment purposes only, and this content is not intended to malign any religion, race, company, individual, or wigs. All opinions expressed by my so-called life and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the views of every single human being on planet Earth. I hope everybody has a great evening flying Godless Sewing Airlines. Oh, my so-called life. It's going to take me a minute to get used to that. I feel like my new opening should be like me writing my so-called life on a chalkboard like Bart Simpson. Good grief. My so-called airlines. I like that even better. Sounds like a couple I've flown. I've flown Spirit, and they're like, show up and hope you get a chair. Hey, Commander. If anyone wants to hop in, please let me know. I have quite a few things that I should start off with. I bought a really improper belt buckle that made me laugh. And it's very few times when you can say, how much is belt buckle? So that was good for a hoot. And before I get to that, I have more patterns. Spirit would just give you a newspaper to sit on if it was legal. I've flown Spirit. You know what's funny? A lot of people talk about like American exceptionalism is real. Hey, Dixie Doodles, hello. Fun fact, I think the Muscular Road Death actually did it in public domain. For other reasons in age, you should not have taken it. They should have not taken it down. Yeah, Commander, I don't know why your video was taken down. But it's a friendly reminder that YouTube is not joking around when it comes to copyright material. But I had a great time thrifting today. I found quite a few things. Some really cool stuff too. And something that was kind of goofy that I fully intend on making. Yay, hi Dixie. Hello. Good to see you. I have to get to sleep. I have to head out for work. But okay. We're here for you, Commander. We are definitely here for you. Yay, good to see you. Before I get to the touch and sew sewing machine, which do you know what's so funny? Good to see you all. Hi Pam. Yay, hello. Great to see you, Dixie Doodles. Awesome. So while I was futzing around with the touch and sew sewing machine, um it was not working. And I was trying to get it going. I was trying to get it going. And I looked at my messages and Pam was like, "Good find. Does it work?" And I'm not kidding you. The second I read Pam's message, the machine magically started working. I'm not kidding you. I need to start recording myself more and more because that was hilarious. It was hilarious. So the moment I read Pam's message, the good old touch and sew started working. It was hilarious. It was out of nowhere and random, but it was just the funniest thing on earth. So I thought I purchased every single um it was hilarious. It was one of those moments where you're like, "Oh wow." Glasses help immensely. You know what? If autocorrect and I do not get along, I do nothing but misspell, so no one will judge you here. At least I won't. So today, well, no, yesterday, I went to the thrift store, and I always like right now, okay, in Los Angeles, um, oh, no worries, Dixie, no worries. Um, in Los Angeles right now, the 10 freeway is completely shut down. They're working on it, it's eventually gonna get back to where it is, but it's complete chaos all over LA. I mean, there's traffic everywhere, and it really didn't dawn on me until I got on the road yesterday. So I've been trying to stay local, but I went over the hill to that place where I've scored all of the patterns, and I found more. I think they finally figured out. They're like, "All right, we found a sucker." So I think they probably have a couple hundred more in the back somewhere. Oh, these are just awesome. But I have quite a collection now. And hold on, okay, perfect. Perfect. But the funny thing is I really think that they have figured me out. This is from 1979. I love the pictures on these old patterns. I lived for these old patterns. And because I'm starting to get a lot more commissioned work right now, these are perfect. Because now I can make almost anything. And it's really funny. Hey, how's it going? How's it going, Native Atheist? Hello, hello. Good to see you. Good to see you. And now that people are paying me to make clothes, I have patterns for everything now. And it's kind of funny how style itself is reciprocal. So everything's coming back. So I kind of prefer the vintage old school patterns because that's what people want nowadays. Awesome. How's it going, Native? Hello. I'm a sucker for buying old patterns at a thrift store. Thank you. And I keep on coming back, and I think they have my number. I think they're like, let's just hold these back because he'll come back every week. Yay. Hello, hello. I had a panic attack and canceled my stepfamily Thanksgiving, and I drank the gift bottle of wine. No worries. No worries. That is my middle name. These are so awesome. No worries, Dixie. You don't have to apologize. No worries. These are awesome. I live for these. I spent so many shitty holidays with shitty relatives that I'm happy to spend them alone. I was about to say, you know, it's really funny that you would bring this up. My son lives with me year round. This time of year, he spends more time with his mother because she has a big giant family and they love each other, and they're actually awesome people. They're good people. They love hanging out with each other. My family, we are splintered. So I spend every holiday alone or with my mother, you know. So no judgment here. It's weird to me to have more than 4 or 5 people in my house now on the holidays. So no judgment. None whatsoever. But if anybody would like this jumpsuit, just let me know. I'm here. I could totally make this. Quite honestly, hold on, let's look. Ah, I could make this. This is in my size. Yeah, we're really glad that you're here, Dixie. But I love these old patterns. I absolutely love these old patterns. And let's see, should I see what year this is from? Some of them have them printed right on, but you can tell this is from the 60s or 70s, like right away. All right. And these keep on getting slipped in there. Do you know what's funny? I actually have made a ton of drapes. And I don't know if I want to start getting into fancy drapes, but I might. And these are used. Like certain patterns you can tell when they're thin, you can tell they've never been used. But this has been used. But as someone who's made drapes, and to quote Phoenix Electra, they're literally a triangle, and skits, they're just a triangle. Good old R11 407. Drapes would be easier than an old R11 407. Do you know if I ever have a robot, that's what I'm going to name it, R11 407, after the pattern that I've done. This is from 2010. This just kind of fell in the pile. But I have plans on reselling a lot of these. So these are, you know, eventually someone's going to buy these. But the old school ones, I live for these. I live for these old school patterns. Some of these have the dates on it, but these butt tricks, some of them do not. But if anyone needs a power suit, I am right here. I am all about these old school patterns. This is, do you know, as someone who constantly brings up Elvis, this is Lisa Marie right here. Oh man, if anyone needs a 1970s wedding dress, I am here for you. I don't even know if that's yeah. Is that a wedding dress? Is that a wedding dress? Oh, thank you. So this is Lisa Marie or Nancy Sinatra. When I saw this, I was like, oh, this. I bought something else that was actually hilarious as well that I will show in a second. This has to be from, you know, from more of the 2000s, but clothes really never go out of style. Yes, and bridesmaids. Oh, that's a lot. Hey, I'm doing commissions right now. That's a lot of money. I will do your whole wedding. Just give me like 6 months. Clothes, that is the clothes. I will make all the clothes. I watch your old videos because you're so. Thank you, thank you. I worked really hard on them, and YouTube has gone out of their way to like strike all my videos. Thank you so much. Oh, and I'm still rollerblading every day. Actually, still rollerblading. I thought this was more modern, but this. Oh. Some of these are not easy to find the year on this, but this is not necessarily more modern, but I love how that looks. Thank you so much, Dixie Doodle. Thank you so much. A lot of these, though, there are some extremely old school ones in here in a minute. But today I just grabbed a huge pile. But let's be real, those flare pants are back in style. And as somebody who was there in 1991 through 99, it still makes me laugh when I see people wearing Janko style jeans. Thank you so much, Pam. Thank you. There has to be a year on here. I got lucky last time. But these particular patterns, he's not positive. He just. It all counts, Kilroy. It all counts. Do you know what's so funny? Every time I look at myself, my hat looks crooked. But these will never go out of style. Ever. Could you imagine how bouncy it would be without that pound of grass? I'm on the level of Richard Simmons without it being legal. You want that's oh. But recently someone's asked me to make a coat like this. So I'm keeping all of these patterns because business is picking up. Okay, so I think this is the last of the more modern ones. Because we're about to jump in a time machine and go way, way back in a second. But this is not used. Perfect. Okay, come on. Please give 1974. You can tell. I don't know if a shop closed. I don't know what happened. Excuse me. But they're all coming from a very specific era. A lot of them are from the 70s. I have a few from the 60s, but most of the old school ones are from the 70s. I can hear the Touch and Sew commercial every time I look at that one. I fell asleep early, but I woke up and to watch y'all. Y'all are positive. And thank you so much, Dixie. Thank you so much. This was one where I was like, I'm so glad I came back. I saw this and I laughed so hard. Let's see what year this is from. 1985. You can tell by her hair. You know what's really funny? I know people that still wear this dress and rock that hair. Oh, wow. Super Saver pattern for the win. Let's see. This is from 1982. This pattern is as old as Britney Spears. This pattern is 41 years old. Do you know what's really funny? I thought I invented spants, and I didn't, because look, those are spants. Damn you, I hear it quite often. Get the most fun out of life. But you know what's funny? Style is so reciprocal. I knew they were like riding pants. I knew I was not original, but here is a spants pattern. I'm so stoked. 41-year-old spants pattern. I'm almost done, I promise. This is studio. I don't even know what this is. This is another one that kind of slipped in, but you can definitely tell what era it's from. Definitely. That is definitely the Olivia Newton-John look. Oh, now I have Grease stuck in my head. Summer days. All right, this one is from This one is from 1975. Tell me more, tell me more. I love these old patterns. You know, people still rock that style though. The hair's coming back. And last, but definitely not. I'm glad this one is last. This is another one I saw. Do you know people when I'm standing there laughing at these patterns? People, they're like, "What is wrong with this guy? What is wrong with this?" But this, let's see. Hold on, what year is this from? I don't think this had a year. But I laughed so hard. I remember her. I remember that year. I remember these people. I remember that dress. Laverne and Shirley. Oh, no worries, Dixie Doodle. No worries. Do you know what's really funny? I watched a ton of Laverne and Shirley as a kid because it was in syndication. You know, a ton. Mork and Mindy, Good Times. Oh, I love the old school patterns. I live for the old school patterns. Oh. All right. So, and I got to buy another tub for my patterns. And the funny thing is, the dollar store that is the artist formerly known as the dollar store, because it is not the dollar store anymore. But the one thing I like is that it fits my oversized patterns. Like these patterns are humongous, and I really didn't know what to do with them as far as storage. And so now I have a perfect place to put all of these, as I have the Touch and Sound song stuck in my head. Oh, okay. So I got these awesome patterns, and okay, so let me find the lid for this. I laughed so hard when I found this because I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it on stream. I might not do it tonight, but when I saw this particular thing that I found, I laughed so hard. You're reliving my favorite. You're reliving my favorites like Gidget. I loved Gidget. Sally Fields is an amazing human being, and she does a lot for special needs people. And she doesn't get recognized for it because she doesn't ask for recognition, but she's an amazing human, and she really cares about people with special needs. So Sally Fields is awesome. Oh, before I show that, I also so let's be real. I lasted how many days? I lasted like 4 or 5 days on my no buy. I should get a trophy for that. But I purchased this for lining. This is just something that I got from Walmart that I use all the time. But I also got this. This is if you go to the dollar store, if you go anywhere, this is literally every pattern everywhere right now. It's the weirdest thing. But I got it for lining. I purchased it for lining. Hey, dog. Hello, hello. How's it going? I hope you're having a good morning, evening. We've been having your weather here. Well, a version of your weather. Yay. Hey, dog. No buy. I tried. See, okay. My problem as somebody who is a charity shop and Goodwill addict is that I live in Los Angeles. You can't go anywhere without driving past a Goodwill, a charity shop, hope of something. Every church, every synagogue, anything you could think of has a thrift store where I live. any organization that you can think of. At the Assistance League. Oh, God, listen, it's like AA. You have to take the no buy 1 minute. I was like, oh, I'll try again next week. And then I got in the car. I was like, I already failed. Oh, speaking of failing on my no buy, I can't last very long on a no buy either. Who are we kidding? Thank you, Pam. And that's another thing. I told myself, like, that's not even like my speed. I'm so glad we had this conversation because I completely forgot about this. Amazon and I are not getting along right now. 320 in the UK. Yes, they make you buy. If you had our weather wheel, your hair would be frizzy and unmanageable. I brush my hair every day. I go like this. It's my long hair. It's my eyebrows. Oh, and it is a different world having absolutely no hair. It's a different world because when it gets hot, it goes straight down. But I completely forgot about this because I ordered this on Amazon and it showed up in my house the next day. I completely forgot. I'm going to be making that. And this is yet again another 3:00 in the morning. It showed up in my house and I'm like, did I order that? I go through my phone and I'm like, oh, I ordered that. But I'm so excited. I'm going to make this. I'm going to make this. I have an unreal amount. I'm like looking at my fabric like you guys can see it, but I have an unreal amount of fabric. I need to reorganize. I have a week off basically, so I have time. So there's going to be a few impromptu videos, and I'll be making a video about my touch. I can't say it. Touch and sew sewing machine. Good gravy. Let's get to the comments. My eyebrows are messy. It is awesome. It's an awesome coat. Absolutely. I'm so excited. I know Will is like a slaphead like me. Hey, Vonrek, great to see you. You look like a dollar store. Bruno Mars in a suit. Let's have a real talk, though, about Bruno Mars. I love the guy. And if you're ever watching this, Bruno, we're of the same ilk. I get it. But when he was rocking a cross colors jacket, I wore that in the 6th grade. And I was like, is he really bringing that back? Every time, if you see him wearing this multicolor, like almost kente print, it's a zip up denim, half sleeves. I don't even know what you call it. It's from the 90s. I rocked that. I rocked that in the 6th grade. I wore it every other day. I loved that thing. Hey, Vonrek, thank you so much. Yay, hello. Giles doesn't go to the barber, he goes to the car dealer. Alexa, does Earl Scheib still exist?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, yes, he is still alive. Did that answer your question?
No, but thank you.
Thanks for your feedback.
I'll just go to Earl Scheib. Yay. Yeah, absolutely. It is a smoking jacket. I like that. You'll need. Oh, shoulder pads. Okay. Okay. Hold on. You know what? It's so funny you'd say that. Give me 2 seconds. Oh. I did that without knocking anything over. Oh. This is me with shoulder pads. Hold on. I have to get the hat for the mariachi jacket. One cannot go with the other without the other. This is me with, I guess it looks decent, I guess. I don't know if I'm for or against shoulder pads. Will looks like the Ken doll halfway down the production. All of my Alexas have Indian voices. I told you, dog. My phone is British. My iPhone is knocking on heaven's door. Oh, now that song is like cemented in my head. Knock. You look like you're wearing your dad's suit. This is a mariachi suit that I got at a thrift store. I purchased an entire suit for like $2 or $3. And that's because that's how I roll at the thrift store. And you can tell that it's that the guy was a little bit taller than I was. But in my height, like, that's not hard to do. Oh, all you need is a full Kojak. No, this is full Telly Savalas. Do you know, the older I get, I'm accepting the fact that I look like Telly Savalas. He was a very good looking man. I'm okay with it. As I put my hat on the wrong way, I've literally put it on backwards. I'm okay with Telly Savalas. Okay. I thought you were going to bring out a stash of shoulder pads. This jacket drives me crazy because I like it, but I want to remove the shoulder pads because I'm already like kind of shouldery, you know. Get out the trumpet. Oh, Kojak lives. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Telly Savalas was a beautiful, amazing human, and if I grow up to be like him, okay. So for my last trick, the last thing that I purchased at the thrift store, which is quite it's a novelty, but it made me laugh. You look like you should be at a Vicente Fernandez show. I actually have his entire career on CD. We will be here. Joy. So I recently purchased this and I thought this was awesome. It's a do-it-yourself stuffed moose. And it comes with a plaque and it comes with a kit and everything. Let's be real. I am all about tchotchkes. I'm the king of, oh, that's shiny. That looks cool. So I was at the thrift store and I saw this and I was like, oh, this is awesome. So I'm going to make a stuffed moose. And the ironic thing is I have polyfill here. So I'm ready to go. I am ready to go. Is that the new way of saying thick? Yeah. Do you know what I say, Von Rick? I say I'm stout. I'm stout. Stout is actually a semi-accurate description. But I thought this was cool, so I'm gonna make this crazy moose and see what happens. I'm gonna tack it on the plaque. It made me laugh. And then I'm gonna put it up somewhere in here. Telly Savalas is a UK joke. We call TVs tellies. A colored telly is more expensive than a black and white one. Absolutely, Dixie. Absolutely. I love that thing. I love that thing. I'm such a penny pincher. If I was in the UK, I'd buy a black and white TV for cheaper TV. Yeah, but if you get a license, you get all the channels, though. Like, I have to pay extra to watch hockey. I pay a lot of money, actually, so that I can watch TV in Canada. I do look like I'm wearing my dad's suit. Joy. I'm so glad Joy brought up shoulder pads. I don't know if I'm for or against because I have suits. I've been going through all my stuff lately, and I had a suit that I got married and divorced in, and it's starting to show wear and tear because I wore it all the time. It was a really nice coat, so I wore it all the time. And I'm thinking about revamping them, upcycling them. I should sell them, but I'm just gonna upcycle them. I didn't mean a joke as in Trump. I mean our language makes a joke of his name. Telly is an actual legend and much respected here. All I'm saying is that I am turning into him and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Cable is a complete scam. Pay for it, and 3/4 of the time it's still ads. Oh, it's unreal. And I watch a lot of hockey, and after a certain time, it's all just ads. Oh, right. Oh man, we're busting loose early tonight here in the House of Sewing. I keep on forgetting about this. I need to cut it out. I need to cut this out. Do you know what's so funny? I got this in the mail. I was like, oh yeah. I was prancing around my house, and then I was like, I need an assistant. Do you think if I paid somebody, they could come and cut out all my patterns for me? Oh, who loves you, babe? His local thrift store owners love him. We know that. Thank you for that's a brilliant segue. That is a brilliant. Speaking of vendors who love me, I got a phone call and somebody was like, "Hey, I trace my patterns." So certain patterns I do not. Yay, welcome back, Joy. Certain patterns I do not cut out, and certain patterns I do. Like, that's the only reason I haven't made the Western jacket yet, is because I need to trace. And I'm just remembering that I was near a sewing store and I didn't get tracing paper like I said I was going to. Yikes! There was such traffic today, it was unreal. It was unreal. Oh, crickets are starting early. Oh, okay. So I was at home minding my own business, and I get a phone call, and they were like, "Hey, we hear you like sewing machines." An argument at the moment with the BBC over my TV license fee. Those fuckers should be wearing a mask with a bag marked swag over. See, that's what I'm saying. No matter what, it's a racket. So I was minding my own business, chilling at my house, and you know what's so funny? When I give my phone number out to people, it's for sewing machines. A while ago, I gave my phone number out to all the managers and a few people that work at this one particular store because they really do. They have really nice sewing machines that go through there. And I got a call. And at first they said 50% off. And I was like, for something that was $100, that'll get me in the car, but it won't get me to buy it, you know? So I showed up. You're always able to turn it into a positive guy. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Dixie. Thank you. I just don't see a point in like I don't know. I try to be a positive person. I thought I was having a heart attack earlier. Nope, my gut's just going wild because I put too much hot sausage on my Zatar. Oh, hot sauce on my Zatarans earlier today. Kilroy, I'm hooked on Zatarans. I'm hooked. Answer the door with a crowbar. So I got a phone call and they were like, we'll give you 50% off. I go down there and long story short, I walk around and let's keep in mind, I speak Spanish, but a lot of people do not know how much Spanish I speak. And these people assumed that I didn't speak Spanish. And while they were talking, they were like, look, this guy said he's not going to pay $50 for this sewing machine. Give him 50% off plus 25. Do you know how hard it was for me not to react? Because I don't want them to know that I speak Spanish. I literally did this. I was like, oh. I literally went, oh, because I understood everything they were saying. And I was like, oh, they're about to take $75 off of it. I paid 26 something tax. I live in California, but I paid $25 for the sewing machine. It was closer to $27, but I paid $27 for a touch and sew with the table. And quite honestly, the table is worth more than the sewing because Singer made particular tables, you know. And this store, I don't know if you can't see the sewing machine, but there was this just debacle of a sewing machine that somebody turned a 1950s electric black Singer into a treadle. And that's okay because they're made to do that, but this person ripped all the mechanisms out and they wanted $500. I watched the price go down over the year. I waited over a year for that machine. So they know I'm patient. And they know I'll turn it down for certain prices. So they came down because they know my price range. Funny thing is, Gilroy, no BBC affiliate are allowed to enter the premises of nobody. No court will allow them a warrant. They operate on pure intimidation. You know, to Americans, that's crazy. Thank you, Pam. Thank you. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. And thank you, Dixie. But you know, I'm not just all hot air here in the house of sewing. Let me clean up a little bit. I'm gonna move this in the middle of the room and we're gonna turn it on. And this because Pam I'm not kidding you. The moment I read Pam's comment, that thing started firing on all cylinders. Oh. It's all about timing. All about timing. And the funny thing about touch and sew sewing machines is that I am sitting in a room of almost 20 of them. There's 6 within reach in this room right now, and every single one is a different model. Not all 20 of them are different, but like every single one in this room is a different model right now. It's laughable. And the funny thing is, like, this, I can't picture this machine being popular, but it had to have been because they're everywhere. Plus, they had amazing commercials. Okay. You know, the first sign of the sewing machine isn't going to give you a hard time is when it doesn't mess with the electrics. That's when you know it's good to go. It was bound to come home with him sooner or later. And I told them when There's certain machines they can tell just by my reaction. They're like, oh, he wants that machine. He wants that. Thank you. Thank you, Von Rick. Thank you. I've been trying to not buy tables, but the funny thing is I cleared a ton of space in this room. And now I have room for another table. But okay, before I get to my touching, so I've been donating a ton of clothes. I've actually been getting rid of things and reducing because I am a bit of a hoarder. But like I'm the kind of person that's getting rid of stuff, just making room for more stuff. Okay. Do you know when I first started refurbishing sewing machines, one of my cliche lines was light works, but it's important to see if the light works or not. And hold on, let me get out of the way. So earlier I was messing around with this machine. It was giving me a hard time, and then it finally started going, okay? The BBC here uses the religious way. They planted a seed in the 60s. Now they have a dictator advance that they. I couldn't imagine having a just monopoly on television like that. A bit like Noah's zoo boat. Getting rid of things is more of the no buy mentality. Well, I'm just I keep on threatening to move. I keep on saying I'm gonna move, and I plan on moving, but like I have to plan because I have a ton of stuff, so I can't just get up and go, you know. And I'm taking everything with me too, so I might be going full MacGyver. But without all of that, without all the fluff, this this machine was giving me a hard time, and then Pam split the Red Sea. I want you to hear this though. Take my mic off. Since my mic is a mess, I can remove it. Oh, that's right, it's clipped on my stand. But this thing sounds amazing. I keep on forgetting that now I'm holding the microphone. This sounds amazing. Okay, so the machine is smoking, but there's no need to worry about it because it's over the age of 21, so it can smoke away. On my new touch and sew. I think oil seeped into the light, or we're gonna go viral when this sewing machine explodes in here right now. Getting rid of things is hard. I get it. It is, but I'm also I'm just trying to bring a few things down. Like when I was going through my closet, I had 10 bags of scraps. So I did what everybody else did. I put them in my rafters. Do you know what's so funny? I was like, I'm gonna get rid of all these scraps. My son looked at me. He's like, no, you're not. I was like, I know I'm not. I put them all. So I'm protected. If anything hit my roof right now, there are 9 bags of scraps above my head. I have airbags in this room. On your new smoking. So it's over 21. So this machine is allowed to smoke all it wants to. Well over 21. This machine was born in 1976. At least the commercial was. But I put a heap of oil on that thing, so I think this smoking is coming from the light. If you do move, Will, can it be more YouTube UK friendly? Well, the funny thing is, if I live in the second to last time zone on Earth, so if I moved anywhere, it would be time friendly. There is definitely in my country, there's a West Coast bias where people forget that we exist on the West Coast. That just because it's 10 o'clock where you live doesn't mean that it's not 7 o'clock in the evening. On your new smoking, so I need to find out why it's smoking though. But the problem is, even with all the smoking, it doesn't smell. It doesn't have the motor smell. You need something to absolutely fun. My sister-in-law says you can't collect it again. No. On my new cousin, so I'm gonna have to take this thing apart completely. But the funny thing is, this is a touch and sew table. I looked it up, and like I said, the table is worth more than the sewing machine. So I'm gonna go out of my way to refurbish the table. I've been pledging it to out of existence. I've been putting a ton of furniture cleaner on it, but this thing was used. That's the one thing I love about sewing machine tables. When you get them, they have a story. This one, you can tell the person smoked and they loved their coffee because there's there's coffee cup rings on there. The UK invented time, dude. We're in the first time zone, GMT. If you're in the second to last, then you would be super UK friendly. Well, it goes Solomon Islands, Hawaii, and then us. When I say that, I'm saying that we are like lagging way behind. I'm on the west coast of America, so you know, we also I'm clipping all of this. British people also invented gravity. Table seems to be missing the table extension. Oh, I took it off just to fit in this room. I take the extensions off just so I can display them in this room. But I have everything cataloged, and because I'm weird about my sewing machines, I put everything in a plastic bag and label everything. So all the screws to all the tables are still in here. I have all the backs to them. Here in the US, the Navy owns the So, all in all, this was a complete score. I'm not even mad about it. And you know what's really funny? I've been going off about my singers lately. I've been playing the commercial over and over and over again. So, all in all, I'm going to call it a win. Okay, the opening is for the drawer. Oh, yeah, the drawer's missing. But one of my favorite lines is so back in the day, I would always say, in my old videos, I would always say, like, oh, the table's missing a drawer, but aren't we all? I got to get back to the old ways, man, before I started. When it was just me and sewing machines and no one watching. I'm really thinking that's oil that seeped in, though. I'm really think that is because absolutely, Dixie, absolutely, because it fired right up. And that's honestly that's what's important. And I was sewing with it earlier. It throws down a decent stitch. I took all the pieces off though because until it's I get a hold of its smoking problem, I can't have a smoking machine. But the funny thing is, touch and sews come DOA in general. They are not coveted machines. They were so over ambitious, it's laughable. That's why me collecting one of these is kind of a novelty because most people would walk right past the touch and sew. And I'm on like this can't be number 20. There's no way that this is my 20th touch and sew. But it's probably like 19 or 21. I'm missing more than a future. Exactly. That's what I used to say in my old videos. Like, there's no judgment here whatsoever because I'm missing a few drawers. Let me get old reliable out. I've decided. Oops, as he steps on the touching. So I have been going out of my way to make something out of this. It's been a while. I purchased this like I don't what's so funny? When I think back, in my mind, I've been going to downtown for a very long time. It's only been 2 or 3 months. Time and gravity. Oh, and don't forget Doctor Who. And T, the Orient stole that from them. Oh, that reminds me, Doctor Who is privatized. I was so mad, but do you know what's so funny? The things you get mad over. 3:30 in the morning, I discovered that Doctor Who is gonna be on Disney Plus, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch this." Then I was like trying to open up my Disney Plus account. All right. Oh, and I bought a new can of WD-40 for all those people who used to there are so many people who would send me messages of I'm unsubscribing, use real sewing machine oil, not realizing I only use this on seized machines and on stream to drive people crazy. We've let our abilities slide for a while though, but you have Trump on my new touch and sew. All right, so I'm gonna unplug my smoking touch and sew. But that's okay because this is a victory. And for $27, I'm ballparking somewhere around $27. I completely scored. So I'm not mad at it at all. Let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. Oh, here we go. Do you know what's funny? Earlier today, I saw Commander 401 get a copyright strike, and I don't even know what for. So I'm trying to be more cautious with the things that I do because I try to learn the example from other people. But and as always, can we not hear that? Or can I not hear that? Strap on, wear a helmet, and let's go sewing.
Get the most fun out of life, out of being a mother and wife, with new fashion excitement that's all created by you. On your new Touch and Sew sewing machine by Singer. Touch and Sew, another first from Singer.
Be the girl with the golden touch on your new Singer Golden Touch and Sew machine. Dozens of exclusive features, like this new built-in needle threader for the golden slant needle, and the push-button bobbin that winds right in the machine. What a wonderful new feeling. You can do all 3 kinds of sewing: straight, zigzag, and chain stitch.
Touch and Sew, the push-button bobbin way.
Come sew on one at your Singer Center. Choose from 5 Touch and Sew models from $149.95.
What's new for tomorrow is at Singer today.
I will say one thing. Alibaba is 100% correct. No one's wearing those clothes. No one is wearing the clothes made in that commercial. Hey, Skids, how's it going? I'm worse than Cable. How's it going? How's it going? Great to see you. Good to see you. The funny thing is, that's the only commercial I know that I won't get a copyright strike for. Because YouTube is not playing anymore. And I thought they were kind of getting lax again, but then when I watched Commander's stream today, they took it down. And I was just like, okay, YouTube is not joking around. Oh, and that's another thing that's beautiful about this touch and sew. So in the touch and sew world, and just in the sewing machine world in general, Singer every year would change the number of their prongs, or they'd have different power cords for different machines. I think it's crazy, but they've been doing it for a long time. They even still do it now. But this particular cord that I bought was worth more than the sewing machine because it now powers all of my touch and sew sewing machine. So the cord is worth to me more than the table and the sewing machine. And Pam, you're 1,000% correct. I did spend more money on my patterns. They're $2 a piece. They cost more now than they did back in the day. What? Skits, I hope I am so brother in hospital recovering from surgery, gallbladder surgery, complications, something to do with liver damage. I am so sorry, Skits. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. We doing a point and laugh at the age of aliens. Oh, awesome, awesome. I hope I'll be there if you go live. I will definitely be there. Did you see Snoop Dogg? Okay, we have to hold on. Let me switch my camera for the whole Snoop Dogg thing. I'm gonna pull my stuff out for. I'm gonna start sewing in a second, but I have to clean up in here a little bit. So I am so sorry, Skits. In hospital recovering from surgery, gallbladder surgery, complications, something to do with liver damage. No more Red Bulls and all that other stuff. Sorry, it's the parent in me. It's the parent in me that's like, don't do that thing that hurts. That is definitely the parent in me. I am so sorry, Skid. You're going to have to change your life. Good. You can have my diet. I don't drink alcohol. The only vice I have is legal. But I don't drink alcohol or any of that. And there's a lot of stuff I can't eat either. So, no, it's not cut and paste. It takes hours and hours and hours of rendering CGI for most of it. It does. Commander works really hard. There's a lot of people that try to be like Commander with animation. Certainly hope you recover soon. I spent a week in the hospital after gallbladder surgery complications. I am so sorry, Skits. I am so sorry. Oh, that hurts. That hurts my gallbladder. Oh. Yikes. I hope you feel better. Well, I'm here to entertain you with my cheesy commercials and my obsessive compulsive sewing machine buying habit. I'm going to take this cord out because, like I said, the cord is worth more than the machine. Weed isn't legal here, Will. The UK is backwards. Oh, I've been watching your news. You guys brought David Cameron back. You're beyond backwards. That's like appointing Barack Obama as Secretary of State, but I said that last week. Sorry to hear. Yeah, absolutely, Skits. I am so sorry to hear that. And I say this every time, but that is the last table that I will be purchasing. For a while, I will not be buying another table. I actually had this room pretty cleared. Then I bought another table. Oh, right. I'm hanging with my little buddy this evening, and that makes me feel a little bit better. He's playing Minecraft at the moment. Oh, I miss those days. I used to fall asleep to Minecraft. Now my son's a Raiders fan, and he screams at the television. I miss the Minecraft days. right, let's see if I can get this in here without causing a national incident. Oh, perfect. Oh man, it's a tight fit in here. You know, I don't want to get rid of my Golden Girls chair, but I'm gonna have to put it in my living room and get an office chair in here, like I used to have. But I love how comfy this is. Minecraft is the best game in the world. Absolutely. I used to fall asleep when Isaiah would play it. I have a serious question. Why does every music listening session eventually include Living in America by James Brown? Now I have that song better than Jet Set Willie. I watched a documentary on Free Willy, and I'm man enough to admit that it made me cry. I don't know why they did Keiko so wrong. I don't know why they did Free Willy so wrong. But of course, it rained and had to be canceled. That's awesome. That's biplane. Now that's an experience. Isaiah still plays Minecraft, but it's not like I used to have the PlayStation in my living room, and he would put it on. We have a oversized television, like I figured most people do. He would play it on there, and I would be on the couch, and that music would put me out. That mood music would put me out every time. I miss that. All right. I got to figure out how I'm going to grab my mic. I'm going to move a few things around. I might have to back the table all the way up, I think. Says the guy who just bought a table to further complicate his life. Oh, he just turned 12. I won't answer that giveaway because it affects my online algorithm. Will come up my playlist. Speaking of which, Waternay, if you're watching right now, there are Viking gnomes. There are acapella, all kinds of weird things in my playlist now. And I'm rocking. I'm at work, and now there's Rome's knocking out in my. Waternay has introduced me to all kinds of like Viking rock and gnome stuff. All right, so let me switch my angle, and I'm going to start cutting up my patterns because I am determined to make a star sweatshirt. It's been on my mind for a while. It's been something that I want to do. I've been lagging on it. I don't know why I've been taking this long, but it's definitely something that I'm going to make right now. And now I have Living in America stuck in my head. Modded Minecraft is the way forward. I just want to get that one song that I like just on an endless loop. And I guarantee you there's a YouTube channel out there that has already done that. Okay. Okay, so that weirdly fits in there. Do you know, ever since I've changed my jobs and I'm much more stationary, when I go hardcore, like lift up tables and go into work and stuff, I'm in pain the next day. My whole body is sore right now. I don't play video games much anymore, but I like Kerbal's Space Program and City Skylines. I'm teaching him to hate anthropomorphized eagles with oversized skits. There's no such thing That's a hollow head. Ah, you're falling apart. Oh man, I am. It's my age. Pretty soon you're gonna be warming that bench. It's weird. It's weird. I think it's because I was so active when I was younger. Now that I'm of a certain age, the body doesn't react like it used to, and it lets you know, like, hey, you're not in your 20s. Okay, hopefully I folded this correct. I think I actually did. Oh man. So I have decisions to make on this fabric because where the mask tape was on here, I should just cut it off. This fabric is probably somewhere near my age, or I'm in my 40s. This has to be over 30 years old. Just because there's writing on here that says certain things are from the 90s, and all of these fabrics came from the same store. So whenever I take the reason I'm trying to stammer this out is because whenever I take the masking tape off, it stains the material regardless of how much I wash it, because it just soaks into the fabric. So it will forever have that line. I'm going to have to cut around it. Play the blues. No James Brown yet. James Brown is literally damn far from blues. All right. Awesome. Oh, I really did something to myself. I'm going to have to figure out what I did, but it comes with the territory. Awesome. Let's see what else. Where's my notes? Now that's a t-shirt. I drive to sketchy neighborhoods for sewing machines. Okay. So I'm just going to cut this defunct piece off and move on with my day, because I can do all kinds of things with the pieces around it. I will worry about that later. Basically, the masking tape is so old, it becomes a part of the material. But when I go to a Modelo guy's shop, some of that stuff, this stuff has been sitting there since the first George Bush. Oh, man. Yeah, this fabric has sat there for years and years. There's all kinds of glitter in it. Don't get me wrong, James Brown is awesome. Rocky IV ruined his career. James Brown is the GOAT. To search the edges, that is a question, especially what fabric won't unravel. That is very good. Oh, Pam, I have a few serger questions for you. I replaced the needles with serger needles, and the machine is not surging. It's something I did. It's definitely something I did, but I replaced it with two brand new Singer needles, even though it's not a Singer machine. But they said they were serger needles, and it's not catching anything. And I played around with that thing for 2 or 3 hours because I do not mess around. But something happened to the point where it's not surging. But that's okay, because eventually I'll figure it out. But it was something that I was just like, oh, come on. Because one of the needles broke, and I was like, oh, that's a perfect excuse to get new needles, which was a mission I accomplished today at Walmart. I finally went with a list instead of my usual meandering around and buying sewing supplies I don't need. So I got dryer sheets, cat food, and sewing supplies that I do not need. All right. And it's funny when you see people from around town because no one's driving around. So all the locals are like, oh, I forgot this place exists. All right. This is the front. I'll use this as the measure piece. You know, I'm like debating if I should put a pocket on it or not, because this is something I'm gonna wear all the time as more of an overcoat. So I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Pam. Exactly. I was like, oh no. What happened? You're joking, Kira. My local market town has a Blue Festival every year. It's amongst many towns in the UK. Clapton, I can't pronounce that one. Feel Good, etc. We love the blues. Oh, I thought those were towns. Sometimes machines are picky and they take specific types of needles. I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that. Like certain baby lock, like my baby lock really didn't work until I got a smaller needle, which basically is what baby lock. They use more of a reinforced needle. I'm gonna have to order white serger needles. When it comes to certain things, Amazon comes through. I just ordered a patch that didn't arrive, and I like sent them my Karen email, and they were like, "Oh, we refunded you your money." But I usually get all the sewing supplies. Like when I order sewing supplies, they show right up. Because people in the sewing world are not trying to rip you off. All right. Beautiful. Didn't you know that, dog? That's cool. Everything needs pockets. No fake pockets do make me angry. You know what's really funny? That really cool vest that I ordered on Amazon. I love it. I absolutely have fallen in love with it. I wear it all the time now. And the true test is if you see me wearing it in public, I love it. It is not what it advertised. One of the front pockets is completely fake, and it advertised to have a giant inside pocket, and I can't even get my cell phone in the pocket. Exactly. Well, ever since I started carrying a bag, I think pockets are kind of meh. Well, I have a certain style of how I dress, and I put pockets on everything. My front rock and rolls band, not played for a while since I've become paralyzed last year, but I will get back to it. Use Schmetz Universal. I'm so glad you said that because I bought Schmetz Universal as well too. I was so mad, but it has to be the needle because it was catching and then it didn't. He just uses whatever metal shard he can find on the sidewalk. That's actually not too far from the truth. As the sidewalk being in, I have a toolbox filled with needles, but I'm starting to like because I recycle certain sewing needles depending on the project. If I use it once or twice, I know Big Sewing says you're supposed to replace it on every single one, but I don't. Try to rethread it then. Sock pocket. Try it, then rethread it. I do have new needles here. Why are you buzzing at me, bruh? My not so secret spy cam is buzzing at me. Well, one of them. All right, perfect. What did I do with my rotary tool? It's in here somewhere. There's no way I put it back in there. Do I have it in my pockets? That's like, you need to take over. That's like screaming to me, I need to sit down and take a break. Where did my rotary tool go? I literally just had the thing. All right. I am going to have this seat because I'm going to figure out what I did with my rotary tool. Because that thing flat out disappeared. Oh, wow. Though that definitely worked for Ray Charles. Ray Charles had a hardcore story. And sometimes you don't thread the machine in the right order. It can mess up. Okay, see, I need to know these things. I just threaded it. I went like left. I went left to right because I don't know if it's not a secret or anything, but I'm left-handed. And it's weird to people when they find that out, but it's so normal to me. I am left-handed, and so I do things in a left-handed way. Like I go from left to from right to left. And so I very well could have threaded it wrong. It took me the longest time to learn how to thread vintage machines. The longest time. Yay, Dixie Doodle. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? I'm going to do that right now because I can't find my rotary tool. And I was so frustrated at my serger. I was like, why are you not working? And you know it's a bad day when I'm talking to inanimate objects. Because unlike skits, I'm not scared of eagles. Godless sewing. Or, flies with eagles. It's going to be my new name. Need to get my bowel bladder management under control. Says you rub off. It would. Is it left, right, left, up, down? That's the old password for Sonic the Hedgehog. No, it was up C, down C, right C, left C, A star, A star. I can't believe after all these years I still remember that. Wow. Thread the loopers first, then the needles. Okay. I'm going to do it right now. Let me switch my angle. I was so mad. Let me get my Schmetz Universal. Do you know what's really funny? I went against my own better judgment because I use Schmetz for everything. And I told myself, like, just get Schmetz. But I was like, oh, but they're Singer and they say for an overlocker. Didn't work at all. Hey, Artie, how's it going? I'm glad that I can do that for you. I don't know. Clapton's been shitting all over the stage since before he was born, and he's still doing fine. I saw Dio when he looked like my grandmother. I saw Iron Maiden. No, in this order, it was Motorhead, which just they put on such a show. It was Motorhead, Dio, and Iron Maiden. Such a good show. But Dio, we all get there, so I don't know why. You should never judge people. Schmetz is what I put in my white serger. Okay, I'm gonna do that right now because I'm so frustrated with this thing. We are This surgeon and I are we're at odds, but I know it works because it's been working this entire time. All right, so let's do some surgery. Gotta move my chair. Beautiful. Make sure I'm not on any cords. Perfect. I can still reach my computer. Starts rocking in the fetal position in the corner. Can't sleep. Yeah. Get a little bit more eagle in there for you. This tooth sees. Show us on the doll where the eagle does it. Oh, okay. Oh, what did I do with that weird screwdriver thing I had to improvise? I put it in my sewing tool bag. Oh, okay. Beautiful. I fashioned this file. Let me make sure this thing is off, which it wasn't. Will is a Schmetz. I don't know. Schmetz sounds like a. Schmetz is they're sewing needles, dog. As long as it's not a human-sized eagle dog. Who knew? Who knew Skits was scared of the Iron Eagle, huh? I'm kidding. Those were great movies. If I ever see them in VHS, I buy them. All like 9 of them. Okay. So I'm just going to unscrew these both. And more important, I have to I'm wondering where all the broken pieces have gone from this thing. As far as like the broken needles and everything that's fallen off of here. Number 6 was the best. I loved Iron Eagle. I loved those movies when I was a kid. I was a homer though. Like I watched Airwolf. I loved all of those when I was a kid. All right. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna need my not so small tweezers. These. No, I need my huge ones. Oh, these are made for people with giant hands. I love these things. I really need to get a light on this serger. I think that's going to be my next mission. Do you think a brother light would fit in a white? I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. Oh, come on, buddy. Now I just have the Magnum PI song stuck in my head. I've been tuning out because I'm not the most political person, and the UK is starting to get crazy again. So I've been watching old TV shows from the 80s, 70s, and 80s again. Oh, you know what the funny thing is? Off stream, I got this on in like 3 seconds. All right. Oh, come on, Serger. We have been fighting for 2 years. Inanimate object that I shall call bro. Oh. Okay. more than one way to deal with it. Oh. I can't remember which way this goes in, or if it's the angle I'm coming at. Okay, get out of there. Okay. I wish I had a commercial button on here. The eagle touch skits right there under the breath. Well, couldn't believe when Ernest Borgnine turned up in the Bruce Willis film Red. I thought he had been dead for years. Do you know what's really funny? Because of YouTube, I went through this weird phase of watching every Ernest Borgnine movie I could find on YouTube, and there's quite a few. I watched this really weird river contest. Man, one night it was like 3:30 in the morning, and I was like, did I really just stay up to watch an Ernest Borgnine movie? And I did. Oh, come on. Like I said, it's hilarious how this thing hopped right on when I earlier when I changed the needles, they switched out completely. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this the old school way. Oh. It's sad, but I literally had to get underneath this thing to put these in here. There it goes. Okay, are you the top or the bottom screw? Okay, perfect. All right. We'll get the other one. YouTube. I say this every time, but YouTube finally has me on my knees. Take your screenshots. Make your memes. Oh, come on. Come on. Surgers are not made for people with giant hands. Perfect. And the surgeon agreed with me. All right. Oh, gonna get sleepy. Have a great night, dog. Or morning, I should say, because it's 4:30 in the morning in the UK. Oh, right. I guess this is a machine-centric stream tonight, huh? Okay, so now that I have my oversized tweezers, I'm gonna have to thread this thing now. Oh, right. How complicated is this with the cowboy hat on? I'm hitting the mic. This light is so bright it reflects all the metal. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is put this through the thread guide. The good news is, and I don't know what fell. What are the needles? The not so good news is that the needle fell. This is Sewing Machine Mechanics, native, absolutely. Oh. Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm sorry I haven't been on. My sleeping pattern is like really messed up. So,
No worries. No worries. How's it
and
going?
I'm doing good. I got a warning when I came in here that Como sometimes there's an echo, but is there one?
That means big gloves. StreamYard's is tripping. They give warnings for everything. They do
Yeah.
that for like they've changed their they've changed their programming, so they have all these new warnings. And
Oh,
oh, that's so funny.
so there's no echo or anything. Okay.
Not like hardcore. Oh, it's not locking.
Mm.
Okay. Why aren't you locking in place, guy? You boulder. All right. We're gonna go back to what I was doing. I'm gonna replace the blade on my rotary tool. I'm gonna find the needle for that. You and I will talk later. This machine is so frustrating. And now, oh, and now it's not locking when I put the needles in. I'm gonna like officially walk away. Oh, Brandon, come on back if you're still there. And I'm agreeing with it. Saying goodnight to that big California puff. Try to thread that. Ha ha ha! Sewing machine, absolutely. This is triple. It did. It did, and I'm going to agree with it. I'm going to find my rotary tool, which was my original quest in the first place, but then I got excited. It's not locking, and that is just a frustration point. I might have to replace that. That's a new problem. But here in the House of Sewing, there are there are always more projects to do, always more things to do. So I'm gonna keep fishing for my rotary tool. I did something really slick with it. I put it somewhere really smart, and now I can't find it. But I will find that sewing needle later because I take really big steps around here. The Surger, it's not done fighting me. It is officially my con. If I'm Captain Kirk, it officially is my con in this room. Con! But you know what though? That's okay because life's not perfect. No one's perfect, and mistakes happen all the time. And I am now fully convinced that mastering something is just not being able to see mistakes in music, in art, in life. When you master something, it just means that your mistakes are less messy. Oh man, it's been a missing rotary tool kind of evening too. He put it in a new spot. That's so true. I'm about to replace the blade on my old one, but then I feel like I'm betraying the other one. And I guarantee you, the second I replace, oh, see, I was going to replace the blade, and I found my rotary tool. It was hiding in plain sight. I'll be right back. All right. I still have the Touch and Sew song blasting in my head right now. I really liked how my star sweater, whatever you want to call it, came out last time. So I don't know if I'm going to make a hood for this. I probably am going to. But I fell in love with the design last time. And I have miles of this downtown Modelo Man fabric, so I might as well start using it. Perfect. Whoops. You know, when I say something is Santee Alley, it's more or less the look than where it came from, but this is definitely Santee Alley. This has the downtown LA look and feel to it. A hood is a definite like 99.9% probability. I went through this weird phase of making these giant, I don't even know what you call them anymore. They're like sweatshirts, but I made them with just a giant pocket without the hood. And I thought I was all innovative, but then I saw Deion Sanders wearing it one on the sideline, and I'm like, I guess it's a style. All right, perfect. As he's like, do you know, I am a little bit discombobulated because I have moved a few things around in here. Oh. And I'm so used to a certain order of things that I don't even like. I'm like reaching for things that aren't even there. You know, I'm gonna laugh when 2023 will be known as, like, this time of year will be known as the year of traffic, with all the traffic that's been going on. There's a YouTuber I watched. She was so stuck in her car, she did a live stream from the 5 freeway. And I was like, oof, I know where you are. You know, I heard that. I heard you screaming that. I definitely heard that one. Oh, that's so funny. All right. Can't use those archaic words. You'll lose the millennials. that was like I was watching this live stream and this person was like, yeah, back when I was a mall rat, and they kept on saying mall rat, and then they were like, hold on. Before I lose half my audience, let me explain to you what a mall rat was. And it made me laugh because they were like a little bit before my time, and I considered myself a mall rat. Oh man, I miss Tilt. I miss the arcade. Isn't that every year since they built the freeway in LA? Well, what happened is there was a giant pallet fire. It superheated the freeway and it's unusable. It can't take the weight. We have, like, they say 10 million people live here, but I think it's way more. And so, you know, that's a lot of cars driving. And so the main freeway that goes through downtown, which is like one of the main arteries, is closed. So every freeway is backed up. Even 30 something miles away from downtown, in order to go to Walmart, I have to drive over the freeway, and it was just backed up in every direction. Quite honestly, I do not know why people are coming into LA right now knowing what's going on. They told people stay away from downtown. unless you live down there, unless you really need to go down there or live down there, but people are still going down there. But humans, humans are gonna be humans. And everyone drives in LA. It's insane, Von Rack. Like, I don't even like saying how many cars I own because I know if I lived anywhere else, it would be considered extravagant. But where I live, it's considered average. Actually, let's just say vehicles. Technically, vehicles. Like, but where I live, everybody owns at least 2 or 3 or 4. All right, let's make sure that these sizes are going to kind of match. Perfect. It's okay if the back is a little bit bigger than the front. All right. All right, that's perfect. Let me look at the chat. And the OR file, the 5 is a mess. When we lived out west, we had 4. It was crazy because there was just there. Oh, there was only 2 of us. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I look at how many vehicles on, and I'm like, there's only one person that drives in this house. It's me, and like, the front of my house is vehicles. It's a California thing, I think. Oh. All right, so we're hitting the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna imbibe on some sugar so that I'm not all gripey later. Perfect. I'm just gonna take a quick break so that I have the energy. I'm gonna eat an obscenely large sugar cookie. I don't even know why I buy these things anymore. I know they're bad for me, but I'm in love with these things. I'm trying to think. So I purchased a belt buckle that was kind of like, it was kind of a compulsive thing. But it made me laugh because I love like off-color things and funny jokes. So when I saw the okay, he's gonna drain a few energy drinks and he'll be sewing. I drink coffee though. I'm the guy on the warning label when it comes to the energy drinks. Everything that it says on the that it says on the label is for me, and people like me. Oh, I need a I had a huge dinner, but even after a couple hours, I still need to take a break. Do you know, whenever I would watch like live streams when people would stream for 6 or 7 hours, and this happened to me too, it always ends in a fight. And I feel like there should be a break for pancakes and coffee. Everybody should take a break, you know? But so I was standing at the counter and I asked the this made me laugh. And I asked her, I was like, how much is that dick belt buckle? Every single person in line looked at me. But that's what it says. And if anyone asks me what does a belt buckle mean, I'm just gonna say my name's Richard. Thank you, Von Rick. Thank you. I'm equal opportunity. I love both. I will eat both. I do not see a problem with either one. But I feel like we do need more breaks in this world. And that's why I quit sometimes, because really, I don't even want to quit, because when I stop streaming, I just continue to sell. But really, I just needed a quick 10-minute break is what it is. But whenever I'd watch 7 or 8 hour streams, it always would end in a fight. And I'm not kidding you. It's, you know, sometimes it's like we need a sandwich break, you know, take a time out for a hug or something. All right. So I bought this ridiculous belt buckle. And like I said, I'm easily entertained and it made me laugh, but everybody turned and looked and I was like, well, the person could have been named Richard as well, you know. But those are the crazy things that I buy at the thrift store. And this belt buckle, like, this is something that I'm going to wear, never bring it up, and someone's going to see it and be like, that is the most crass thing I've ever seen. But I love stuff like that. Thank you, Von Rick. Thank you. Oh my God. Okay, so last night I cleaned out my car. I have 2 trucks, and I also own a Ford Flex. I cleaned out my Ford Flex last night. I found over 35 bags. Okay, so my seat, the Ford Flex, one of the reasons I purchased it is because you can fit, I'm pointing like you can see it. You can fit a 7-foot surfboard in the machine. Let me grab my hat. You can fit a 7-foot surfboard in the car. I love my Ford Flex, but it has a lot of nooks and crannies. I go shopping a lot. I go grocery store shopping. In California, we have to pay for our bags. So I'm the guy who's always like, oh, I'm going to keep a couple bags in the car. I never do. I purchase my bags every time. I was embarrassed. I shamed myself. I put them all out on the counter. I shamed myself last night. I couldn't believe how many bags were hidden in my car. I am speaking like a true Californian, but it's true. I was embarrassed of how much clutter I've accumulated in my car. Because from appearances, if you look, my car is spotless. But once I moved the seat back, there were bags. I found an old hat, an old ratty hat I used to wear in my painting days. Oh. It was a mess. And you know, I have full intentions on bringing a bag with me when I go to the grocery store. I really do. Scout's honor. But really, they just end up in my car. It made me laugh so hard. So instead of making a parachute, instead of sewing a parachute, I'm going to make a parachute out of all the plastic bags that I have. Insane. Insane. I couldn't believe that I had accumulated that many bags. And it wasn't just grocery store bags. It was also bags from all the fabric places I've gone. Excuse me, the patch places. Especially the patch people, they love me. They have bags with their particular business on it, and they give me those bags because they want me to promote their business. Which they are more reliable than they're more reliable than Amazon, I'll give you that much. All right. My break is almost over. You know, I'm always saying like to pocket, not to pocket, but I'm probably gonna add. And if I don't, see, here's my problem. I love that look of the sweater with the hood without the pocket. I might add side pockets because I'm always wearing something with 15 pockets on it. I usually wear my sweatshirts and stuff is either like under a vest. I think that's what it is. Why I'm not too big on pockets is because I put a vest on top of everything. So even with everything that I wear, I'll throw a vest on top of it and have 100 pockets, depending on the situation. All right, let's cut the arms out. Time to get back to work, huh? That was a good break. But I'm really stoked about that tuxedo pattern, and I'm gonna get crazy with it. I have all different types of fabric, and the color combos that you can do with that. Like, I'm excited. And I'm looking at my fabric, like you guys can see it. I have a ton of fabric on the other side, and it's actually good to have it there because I can look at it and then it inspires me to make something. Perfect. All right. So in order to make the arms, I don't need as much space, but I think that's enough space. The sad thing is with this pattern, I can almost gauge with my eyes closed because I've used this pattern so many times. But these arms are a little bit bigger because they're meant for a coat. All right. When I look at certain patterns, I can instantly tell the size of the arms and the sleeves based on the cut. Oh, is that going to be? Okay, good. I'm going to have to bring that in just a little bit so I can get an edge there. Perfect. I assume you still have lots of vests. I've seen some of your fashion shows and they're great. Thank you. It's, you know, I need to my vests have actually grown because Twitter got so lame that I really don't go on there as much as I should. But people keep on subscribing to me. I said this a while ago. Like, I was quiet quitting on Twitter. I was slowly walking back because I'm just over the politics. Regardless of any argument anyone has, I'm just there to post pictures of my clothes. I need to go back to doing that on Instagram because at least on Instagram, there's a lot of people that are like me that are on there. But I got not famous, but I got like 3,000 something followers. Let's look. Let's look on Twitter right now. That's all he makes his bed. I had to stop buying denim. I did have a denim problem. There's miles of denim in this room. I will admit to that. For a while in Hollywood, there was a store that had it was basically all the denim you could carry out and they'd weigh it by the pound. And it was like, $5 or $6 a pound or something crazy. I have 3,854 followers on Twitter. And I have like 100 something on on Instagram, and I appreciate everybody. But people keep on subscribing to me on Twitter, and so I feel bad. So I need to post more on Twitter. Because if people appreciate my art, I'm going to keep reciprocating. But I just didn't think anybody cared about battle vests anymore. Because, I know my era has come and gone. That is one thing. I'm man enough to admit when my day comes and gone. Well, comes and goes. And I am singing Glory Days by John Cougar Mellencamp. I am. But I am man enough to admit. All right. I see a crease in there. Perfect. As I have Glory Days stuck in my head now. Beautiful. All right. So I need to keep that. Okay, I'll keep that over there. But I kind of have an evil plan for this sweatshirt. I have the super stiff, funky material that I'm going to use as lining. So we're gonna I'm gonna line this with a much more coarse material to give it a little bit more of a thickness to it, a little bit more of a backing. Because this is something I'm gonna wear at work. So I need it to be a little bit more durable. Yesterday is so far away. Oh. And whoever keeps on posting those, like, oh, the PlayStation came out 24 years today. Man, y'all need to stop that. It makes me want to cry when I see those. Or like the PlayStation 2 came out 24 years ago or something. And I was like, oh, I do not need to see that. All right. There they are. I'm going to go with this super blue material. So, I have red dish towels that have this print. I bought bed sheets on Amazon that have this print. This print is weirdly all over the place. So I'm going to use this for lining. I have dish towels that I purchased from the dollar store that are this print. I actually made a vest with a red material that was a Waverly pattern. That was this print. So this is an extremely modern, common print, but I love the color of it. And I think I've officially bought every color of it from Walmart. Ah. Of course, my touch and sew is in the way. One of the many touch and sews in here. I bet that one doesn't smoke. Oh, beautiful. What is stuck on my foot? Oh, it's the price tag for the fabric. Do you know what? It's so funny, the songs that you get stuck in your head. I don't even want to mention the song that I have stuck in my head right now. But in all seriousness, do you guys celebrate? I know to people who are not in America, but are you guys Thanksgiving people, or is it just me? I think it's just I appreciate the day off and the food. And I still have yet to buy a giant chicken. I think there's a giant chicken shortage, but I could be wrong. Oh, perfect. They all smoke after you're done with that. Yeah. Ah. So what I'm trying to say is that I actually like this time of year. I like Thanksgiving. I like the holidays, but it's not because of the holidays. It's because of the food and the camaraderie, really. And I'm total bah humbug. I spend all of my holidays alone, basically. I'll be live streaming through most of them. So you'll see me and you'll see why. But I just like the food and all the festive stuff, and the nostalgia. I love watching the old school specials, Charlie Brown, all of it. Oh, great! Now I have I'm Mr. White Christmas, I'm Mr. Snow stuck in my head. But I think that's part of it too, is the nostalgia. All right. I think I like how fabric just lays on top of this other fabric because it cuts fairly well. But I'm really glad that I'm finally making this. The husband and I really don't do holidays, but we take a lot of personal vacations. That's where it's at. I think that's what it is. I think more than anything else, it's just a time of year where I get to relax because my job isn't as busy. We get massive days off. I'm Mr. I'm Mr. 101. And I'm still singing it. I think that's what it is. And I'm not a pumpkin spice anything. I don't even know. I don't think I've ever had a pumpkin spice latte before. And I drink a lot of coffee and the poor man's latte. Beautiful. Perfect. I'm probably gonna make another one with the smoky gray. I'm gonna make all three sweatshirts out of this. I love this material. This screams Santee Alley, especially the black with the flower star. I mean, with the rainbow stars. That screams downtown LA. All right. Now I have all those weird Christmas songs stuff blasting in my head. My husband loves pumpkin pie. I don't think I've ever had. I'm addicted to pumpkin pie. I grew up with a man who used to make sweet potato pies, so I'm obsessed with sweet potato pies. But like, I don't think I've deviated from that. I hope he doesn't see the pumpkin spice eggnog this year. Do you know what's really funny? One year I found this Girl Scout cookie thin mint creamer. You had to pry it out of my hands. I had a problem with it. I was addicted to the thin mint creamer. Anything that'll make my coffee taste like a cookie, yeah, take my money. Oh man, I wonder if they still make that. And it was official Girl Scout stuff because they'll peddle anything. And I don't know about where anybody else lives, but where I live, the Boy Scouts now sell all kinds of stuff. And so now all year round, we have kids in front of grocery stores peddling the crud for their whatever organization they're working for. So I have a weird question. I have an extremely weird question. Am I um the thin mints are dangerous? Girl Scout cookies are only once a year. Exactly. Thin mints are dangerous. They are. They are. So am I being a homer? Is it wrong? I recently saw a couple videos of people who are not from the area. They literally come from Ohio. They come from New York to give tours of the LA fashion district. See, I can't even look in the camera and say it without contempt in my eyes. I can't even look forward and say it without contempt. Am I gatekeeping? Am I gatekeeping? Or should I go to New York, go thrift shopping in New York? Is that weird that I was like, oh, because they were like, didn't even know the area. They were like not pronouncing the names correctly of certain streets. It's literally the equivalent of going to Pittsburgh and not knowing how to say Allegheny. And I'm not even kidding. Maybe I'm being too much of a gatekeeper. I do live in a transitory city where people come from around the world to live here, and I'm not and I'm highly aware of that. I am highly aware of that. But I was watching, because I'm now hashtag fashion district, so all the videos pop up. And I thought it was weird. But again, I live somewhere where people come from around the world. So of course I'm going to get opinions from people, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I am being gatekeepy, but it's weird to me. I think it's because I used to live down there. It's just strange to me. Or maybe I'm just a dinosaur. Oh, right. Oh, that fabric is definitely getting caught on the touch and sew on the ground. That is funny. It's the revenge of the touch and sew. All right. Beautiful. I feel so disorganized, but I think I just need to consolidate on my chair. I think it's time to get a smaller chair. I was listening to an audiobook recently pronouncing it Manteca. Do you know what's really funny? I lived near Manteca and I know people that are from Manteca, California. Shout out to Manteca, California. Listening to recently pronounced it's Manteca. Maybe that is how it's said in language it comes from. Not in California, true. Have a great night, Pam. Have a great night. We will be around tomorrow. I hope you have a great night. Hopefully, I'll have a finished product. I hope everything's all right. Yay. See you later. Awesome. Oh, this poor Mimi G pattern. And Kilroy, you were right. This was they have really lowered the price on this pattern. It's been out for a while, and I'm a geek who bought it when it first came out. I'm still mad at myself for paying 20 something bucks for the overall pattern when I should have just waited. But you live and you learn. Yay. Oh, I have I have random songs that go through my head, but the singer commercial lives rent free. It is on Main Street in my head. What's new for tomorrow? It's better than the most of the stuff. All right. Do you know what's really funny? With all the cleaning I've been doing, I've been rediscovering all the stuff that I've bought over the years. And every single thing I find, I'm like, oh, this is really cool. But the truth is, I wouldn't have purchased it if I didn't think it was really cool. So going through my own closet is like reliving the past 4 years because that's when I started. My walk-in closet was 4 years ago. But I really need to organize all my makes. I've made quite a few jackets from this pattern. I want to get them all together. And I have them like semi-organized. And even with all my jerseys and everything, I want to get everything together. And I'm laughing because I have a John Stockton jersey. But my whole point is I'm trying to become more organized. Because I love all the stuff I hoard, but the reason I got half of this stuff was to wear it, use it, and for it to be seen. So I'm really bringing a lot of this stuff back to the front. And if you see a keyboard in here, that is me sadly trying to revitalize my synth pop career for the 50th time. And I say synth pop because I'm watching The Big Lebowski on a screen over there. Do you know what makes me laugh about a movie like The Big Lebowski? It was filmed down the street from my house, and I forgot about it until a day like today where I had to take the side streets to go to the valley. And you drive past all the places that they talk about because most of the places are still there. Perfect. Beautiful. This stuff even cuts different. It's just a little bit thicker than the average material. And so its consistency is a little bit better in my eyes. Not everybody would use this material, but I like the way it looks and feels. That's why I use it for so many projects. And with really thin material, it also adds integrity to it as well. Perfect. Like I said, this design is extremely common. I see it everywhere. That's why I put it for to be underneath. But I love the color. And it absolutely pops. It's bright as hell when it pops. And that's one thing I like about lining things is it starts a conversation. And Joy, if you're still here today, when I was walking around, I was looking at people and I was like, that shirt's not lined. That shirt's not lined. That shirt's not lined. Oh, the dude. Oh, the dude. That I'm watching it right now because I was driving through the valley and I was like, I'm literally driving past Radford and all these streets, and I'm like, dude, this is exactly where they filmed The Big Lebowski. And I forget how close it is to my house. Beautiful. All right. This is actually coming along fairly fast. You know, I feel really bad for Commander because their stream was taken down. Yay, Joy. I was thinking about you when I was walking around because I was literally looking at people and I'm like, their shirt, because when you said like, why do you line everything, it got to me and I was like, I don't know. Because the average shirt is not lined and you are 100% correct. I just have this weird thing about lining. I think it's because I fell in love with certain suit jackets, like the one I got married and divorced and I wear it all the time. But I more or less like the funky design in the sleeves. Oh. I've watched a couple streams that have been taken down lately, so YouTube is not playing. All right. I don't know if I want to bust out my giant thing of black thread yet. I think when I'm done with this spool, I'm going to start using my giant spool of black thread. And then I'll be using that spool for the next couple of years. That's how humongous that thing is. I had something that was like half. Well, actually, I can show you the difference in the size of it. I have this, which is bonded nylon. I use this for everything when it comes to like lighter colors. All my denim. Well, if it's light enough, I use this stuff. But this, it took me 2.5 years to get through hand sewing something that was black, and this is double the size. So this is going to take me a while to get through that. But if I put it on the machine, I'll run through it. But all right. Even the crickets are confused. They don't even know what time of year it is around here. All right, I have to leave myself enough space so if I do decide to line the hood with this, I have more than enough space because I make giant 16th century wizard hoods. Do you know what's really funny? One of the reasons that I got on YouTube in the first place was because of music. And it makes me laugh. I guess it's because I'm from the music video generation, like many people are. But I feel like that art form has been lost. Because now there's like formulas of how to make videos, and anybody can make a video now, you know? And on one hand, that's a beautiful thing. On the other hand, it's an oversaturated market. It's interesting to me to see people's interpretation of what a music video is nowadays. And even where I live, people portray where I live as like one of the most scariest places on earth. And there's a really famous rapper. People are all scared of him. He's from the suburbs. He's literally from where I'm from. He's from my hometown. He's really famous right now. And it makes me laugh. Like every time I see him, I'm like, dude, you are from like the most suburban place in America. But, you know, there he is being a gangster rapper. And the reason I bring this up is because I had never heard any of his music, and I watched a video and I'm like, is this what they call music? But I also it's probably my age, you know, it's just not my thing. And it's not geared towards me. But authenticity has been replaced with, can you afford to make a video? Let me grab my other phone. Oh, whoops. Sorry, Von Rack. I'm like sitting here ranting. Let me get back to call maybe my kids went to school with her. Oh, Carly Rae. Oh, okay. I don't know, spools. Came that big good thing. He has big hands. Oh, the last spool I had, it took me forever to get through it. Video killed the radio star in TikTok. Well, everything else. You know what? You hit the nail on the head, Von Rick. I think that's what it is. But I don't want to be like my uncles. I come from a really conservative background, and my father, all of my uncles, they hated music. They liked their stuff, but they were anti. I don't want to be that guy. I'll never forget. My uncle was a sheriff. He was not a nice person. He did not grow into be a nice person either. But I remember we were watching MTV and he walked in the room and he was like, "This is crap." But I don't criticize the, well, I do. Maybe it's just because I'm older. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm older. TikTok has killed more brain cells. You know, it's true, Kilroy. It's so true. I guess that's what I'm trying to get to. It's not like, and that goes back to my whole authenticity thing. Like the guy who's the rapper, he's from where I'm from, and I'm from the real suburbs, like the real life white picket fences. Um, so it makes me laugh when I see him all gangster on TV, and he's up there with some real hardcore people, and I'm like, oh wow, dude, like you are like where I'm from. We literally had surfing lessons as extracurricular activity, you know. But you know, maybe I'm being judgmental. And you know what? Maybe I'm jealous that he's a millionaire rapper. But it just, I saw an interview recently and I was like, dude, we went to the same high schools. I'm also 10, no, not 10. I'm also like a good like 19 years older. So it's a different generation. All right, these arms are coming along perfect. Okay, I'll fix that when I'm sewing. You know what? I still pride myself on. I was on TikTok for less than 48 hours. And shout out to everybody who friended me on TikTok. One person in particular who no matter what I'm on there, they always follow me. And that's not a shot at the person either. That's actually appreciation. But I couldn't handle it. I felt like an old man just looking through the window, and I literally didn't even laugh, and I erased it. And you know, I have apps that I don't use. Like I rarely use Threads, but I still have it. And that's not a slight to anyone on TikTok. It's just not my thing. I still read books, you know. What do I know? I need I need to write that down. I just thought of a beautiful title for my next video. Yeah, but you can still get to see him at reunions because they smash those all together these days. Rah rah. Man, I'm thinking about doing a short to that. It's been a while since I've had a dancing video. Sing it louder. Well, Skits is close enough where if he screamed, I could hear it. I'm kidding. If you were that loud, Skits, you'd be in the Guinness Book of World Records. Oh, it worked. It worked. I have that song in my head now. Rah, rah, Rasputin, godless sewing on the sewing scene. That guy really knew how to sew. I think it's time for a remix. All right. I think it's time for some sewing after 2.5 hours of waffling. Let me clean up a little bit in here, though. Move the cookies around. It is odd. My husband really shorts playing songs on his squeeze box. You know, it's so funny. Shorts has a completely different copyright as to videos. Because there's certain videos that they won't let me play on my channel, but they'll let me play it as a short. There are certain things that they've threatened to take my channel down over, but I can play it as a short. All right, so I'm gonna keep this piece for the hood. I really like the color of this. I'm probably gonna go buy more. I just like how stiff this is. It's perfect for lining. Oh, thank you, Skits. I have dun 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 just blasting in my head now. Oh man. Beautiful. All right, now I got to clean up this mess that is on my desk. I can't believe I dropped a serger needle. I'm going to find it later. I have giant magnets in here, which we've already discussed. Do you know the one benefit to hoarding plastic bags is that there is always a plastic bag there when you need it? Oh. Oh, all right. That could have been a disaster, but it was not. I almost put my chair through the Lysol wipes. They would have shattered. I was looking at one time for Irish drinking songs. Is that a thing? I was looking at one time for Irish drinking songs. It's mainly playing 80 plus years Irish music, so no one can claim it. I need to do something like that, Vonner. That's such a good idea. YouTube has been coming after me for everything, but I'm not the only person, so I don't take it personal. Like I don't take it personal because there's people I watch with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and they're having the same problems that I am. All right. That song is now blasting in my head. Do you know what's funny? This is going to be the year of Rasputin. When I do my year in review, that song is going to be a big part of it. Oh, why am I switching that? That's the wrong angle. Okay. I've been thinking about that because the year's almost over. I can't believe it. But it's almost time for the year in review. And it's almost next January will be a year of me live streaming all the time. Is it wrong that I don't know my own husband's YouTube channel name? No, there's channels that like I'm subscribed to that if you ask me, I'd have to look them up to tell you the name of them. There's quite a few channels like that. Oh, I'm so stoked for that weird moose kit thing that I bought. I am so excited for that. I'm not a stuffed animal maker, so it's gonna be fun. And it came as one giant kit, so we'll see how that pans out. All right. Good old reliable, even though I don't want to call you reliable. But this machine has been. I went and purchased a new bottle of WD-40 today. And I like this hose because it has more of a stretchy hose so it can get into crevices and stuff. Because the little plastic hose, it works, but it's not as good as something that bends. All right. Let me see if I can do this with the coffee on my desk. Schmetz needles. All right, take all this off. You know, I weirdly keep all my receipts. I'm a tax person's nightmare because I show up with a box of receipts. All right. I definitely think it's time for an office chair in here. Although I love the comfort of my Golden Girls chair, I miss the maneuverability of my old office chair or my gaming chair I had. I laugh when I see people having the same chair. I'm like, oh, I know you went to Staples or Office Max. All right. That would be cool if the machine was threaded, which now makes me question how much is in the bobbin. But this machine I can thread in my sleep, so it's a little bit easier than my other machines. All right, let's see how that goes. Perfect. Oh, wow. Oh, perfect. This stuff is wanting to walk off of the material, but I am here to guide it. And there's a line in a Midnight Star song where they're like, oh, just tell the DJ to fix it in the mix. But really, any mistake that you make, you can easily fix. You just have to, you know, find a way around it. Beautiful. Pull that piece out from underneath there. This one, I'm definitely going to have to edge this. Perfect. You know what's funny? I purchased this baby lock for $24, and it has become the reliable machine in this room. You never know with sewing machines. This is another sewing machine that somebody probably had and didn't know what they had or just how to maintain it properly. Even with my new gray Singer, I can tell that somebody only used it a couple times, and it's like a brand new machine to someone like me. All right. I always find it strange. Like, I know that like people get into hobbies and they get rid of things, but like there's a lot of misfit sewing machines that people buy because you could tell they're like, I'm going to learn how to sew. And then when they find out that most sewing is just preparing to sew, they quit. And I understand sewing is difficult, but I've purchased a lot of machines. Look at those strong, confident hands. Anyways, I'm off to bed. It's great to see you, Von Reg. I'll be back on Monday and Wednesday and always on Saturday. It is great to see you. Oh, the crickets are back. Alexa, what's the temperature right now?
Right now, it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
I can always tell because they disappear at a certain temperature. Beautiful. Have a great night, Von Reg. Oh, the screen was doing something wonky. I was like, oh, what did I do? That was just all computer. That was all computer. All right. Beautiful. Next piece. Do you know, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I've been putting it off, and I don't even know why at this point. Now that I'm actually here doing it, it was a little bit of the undertaking getting the lining and stuff, but I'm glad that I did this because this is something that I actually want to wear. And when I say that, I mean like every day, because I wear my other one all the time. And I'm going to eventually make it ratty. So I need to make something that I can rotate them. Perfect. So does that make me like the late night sewing person? Am I like the midnight sewer? Since I started like, oh, that was a mistake. I can fix that. No. Since, you know, it's still Saturday on the West Coast. I know it's late where everybody else is, or getting late. Or maybe early morning. There's a few channels I watch in the UK. When I see them, I'm like, oh, I should have gone to bed. Especially when they go live at like 3:30 in the morning. You probably are the only YouTube late night sewing. Your time is same as mine. I always say like I would be doing this regardless, you know. I am definitely a late night sewer. It all started when my son was younger, when he was done with his day, I would come out here and sew. But now that he's older, I hang out in here. Oh, beautiful. I have Glory Days stuck in my head too because I was talking about John Cougar Mellencamp. I actually love that song. No, is it? It's not Glory Days, don't let them pass you by. That's not, is that John Cougar Mellencamp? That is. Alexa, who sings Glory Days?
Glory Days is by Gabby Barrett.
Oh, you didn't help. Alexa, does John Cougar Mellencamp sing a song called Glory Days?
Yes, John Cougar Mellencamp sang the song Glory Days. The song was performed by American singer-songwriter
Alexa,
John Mellencamp.
Alexa, thank you.
My pleasure.
I can't
Just doing
believe
my
that.
job.
Neither can I, butterfly. I'm going to sew the arms on here and then finish this tomorrow, maybe. But I really wanted to make this. I really wanted to make this. So after all my showing off, I was determined to keep going. All right. So I'm finally at the arms. And it was John Cougar Mellencamp. I need to stop second guessing myself. I knew it was that song. Hey. Oh. All right. Perfect. Trying to concentrate because this is trying to slip off, but I'm not gonna let it. That's why I put such a stiff backing on here, because this material is a little bit on the thin side. Well, I wouldn't say thin side, but I gave it some integrity. I made it tough with its lining. And plus, I love that. I love that pattern. This Texas butterfly is about to hit the cocoon. I really like the fabric. Thank you so much, butterfly. And thank you for stopping by. I'm hammering through this tonight. I've been determined lately to finish the projects that I start. Oh, at least the base of it. All right, a few more. Then we'll add then I will attach the back and the front since I'm going for my full 1990s sweater look. Beautiful. Anyone who's ever going to sewing school, I know they cringe every time I turn a corner. Have a great night, Butterfly. Thank you so much for stopping by. right, let's get all that excess out. Oof. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to start attaching the arms right here since we're here already. Have a great night, butterfly. All right. You know, lately with everything that's been going on, I have never been more grateful for owning a sewing machine. There's been a lot of drama. People are dropping out, all of this chisme, and I'm just sitting at home, minding my own business, deciding on what I want to make. And in the meantime, I'm making sweaters and things that I love to do. Because I love this goofy pattern, this is something I'm going to wear all the time. And it makes me grateful for being able to do something like this. And having the opportunity to be able to do something like this. Okay, let's see. I'm going to give myself some room because these were kind of flopped over. What, owning a sewing machine? No, I'm just grateful about like having a sewing machine. Like it helps me mind my own business. Is what I'm trying to say. It keeps me out of trouble because I'm at home designing stuff and minding my own business. Okay. Perfect. Beautiful. Do you know what? Even if I do add a hood, I'll do it tomorrow, but this is going to come out great. Let's see if I jumped over it all. I don't think I did. Beautiful. I think these glow in the dark. Oh, I'm so stoked. Oh, I am so stoked. So these stars, do they? Oh, they do. Oh, that's so funny. I wonder if my other ones glow in the dark. I'm going to rearrange all my fabric tonight just based on the fact that I found that I have glow in the dark fabric. I'm going to go look, flash light on everything to see if it glows in the dark or not. I have 3 other versions. Well, 2 other versions of this. One is the pink stars that I made, the not the sweatshirt without a hoodie. That was the pink material with the black stars. And this is black with more colorful stars, but they all are from the same manufacturer because it says it on the label. And I also have a smoky gray version of this as well. I was actually waffling back and forth which one I wanted to use. But I'm stoked. So true, Joy. That's a total bonus. I couldn't believe it. Like, that's so funny. They glow in the dark. And the only reason I'm jumping is because in downtown LA, you get charged extra for glowing in the dark anything. Perfect. My Santee Alley print. It's really coming together. This is definitely something that I wanted from the jump. When I started going to downtown, there were certain prints that I'd look for, like the fake Fendi, but I wanted those downtown LA prints that are only like, it's a weird thing. Like I see certain things and I'm like, oh, I know where they got that. So I was definitely looking for the Fashion District look. All right. We're already at the point of having to combine it, so that's awesome. I'm gonna bring all my Santee Alley designs together too, all of them, because I love the color, the look, and it just screams Los Angeles more than anything else. It just screams like, "Hey, I'm from LA." Just as like certain prints from New York or Florida, there's certain things I see and I'm like, "Oh, I know that's a Florida print." There's nothing wrong with it. All right, so I'm gonna line this up to sew it. Whatever I knocked over, I can fix. I love that line. When something breaks, you're like, I can fix that. That is like my official haha, not funny line. Oh, right. Do you know when pinning, I don't have to be exactly precise because this is fairly large. So I can adjust this a little bit, but I just don't want any overlapping. Perfect. Perfect. Oh. All right. Almost done pinning this thing. Oh, that much Santee Alley will cause a black hole to form. Do you know what it was too, Killer? I don't know if you heard me earlier. It was like I was hearing people who weren't from my area saying like, "Oh, that's so Santee Alley," and I'm like, "Oh, thou shalt not insult my area." But it's true. Santee Alley is a super hokey, like it's a certain look, and I love it. And I can't get offended because the whole area is known for worldwide for knockoffs. So it's not like that place is the beacon of authenticity anyway. See, but that I don't know if it's because it's my hometown, but I'm biased towards these things because I'm from here. And so like somebody will say something like, "Oh, LA's this and this," and I'm like, "So," but I'm biased because I'm from here. I have my own prejudices, and I think where you're from definitely forms yours. Not everybody, but it forms your style. I have a friend who's from Peru, and she still dresses like she lives in Peru, and a lot of her clothes are handmade. Oh, right. Beautiful. Do you know what's funny? Part of me wanted to go to downtown LA, but I think it's just because I was told not to. So I was like, all right, because I have that natural streak of defiance. Because there are a few things that I could get down there, but it'll still be there. And if not, a version, something like it will spring up. So there we go. Perfect. Not today, not today. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm kind of perplexed about my serger, but I'm not gonna give up on it. I'm gonna keep going and figure out what's wrong with it because I know it's me. I know it's me and not the serger. Right. Especially because I just figured the thing out, so I'm thinking I didn't do anything, or I'm missing, certain machines have specialty pieces. All right. Beautiful. Okay, this one, I kind of misshot this one, so I'm really gonna have to pay attention on this side. Don't give up. I love that. Don't give up. Don't give up the ship. Exactly. No way. And after I've had that white for 2 years, and I just figured it out. There's no way I'm going to give up on that. That white and I have just begun to fight. I love telling people this, but George Washington lost for 7 years before he won the war. So maybe the serger and I, you know what? I will put a red coat on my serger. I'm going to put a red coat on my serger. Little red coat not working. Oh, that's funny. He's going to have to sink some of the fleet to keep up the rest of his ship. Do you know, I'm shocked that I haven't bought a serger yet because I was like 2 steps on buying like a serger and then it started working. So we'll see. I might just snap one day and buy a serger. Oh, that's going to look great. Oh my gosh. It really does glow in the dark. That is hilarious. Okay. Remember, if you hit 3 balls out of 10 in baseball, you're still considered pretty damn good. That is true. That is true. I always think about that. When I look at people's batting average, I'm like, ooh, they're hyping this guy up, but he's really like 35%. But in baseball, that's actually good. Okay. Oh, not you, table. Okay, good. Oh. Do you know what's funny? I watch a lot of Chase May shows, and they've really been ramping it up this time of year. But I think it's because people get like time off in their jobs. People will get more punchy around the holidays. I don't know. Oh, I still have a ton of this star fabric. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, he definitely gave me more than 4 yards. Oh. I bet more than a few people are already losing their mind over Turkey Day. I just like having the day off. I appreciate holidays. I appreciate holidays. And the older I get, I celebrate everything. Everything. What are you, darling? Everything. I forgot about the fake Fendi. Man, my backlog is growing. Okay. See, that's how it started with the zippers, is I would make something and then forget about it. And then I come to it, I'm like, oh yeah, this needs a zipper or this needs this or that. Oops. I'll add a collar. I need to write that down. I need to add the collar on my fake Fendi, which is falling off, which is actually better. Okay. I've been more than a few people already. Yep. I still have Glory Days stuck in my head. All right, there's my pin cushion. I think because I'm semi-established, like I don't go anywhere on the holidays because people are driving around like crazy people. There's more fights. It's a good way to go viral in Los Angeles is driving around here during the holidays. Matter of fact, I'm surprised there's not more videos of me telling people how much I like them on the road. Oh my gosh, did this actually measure out correctly? Holy cow, that never happens. It's funny how the math works after all these times of making this. This particular sleeve is perfect. We'll see what the other sleeve looks like. But this one is like spot on perfect. And that never happens. Beautiful. All right, let's pin the underneath. Glory Day. I still have Glory Day stuck in my head. Perfect. All right, let me grab my phone. I think you get an OJ chase during Thanksgiving. I think if you get into an OJ chase during Thanksgiving, you'll become a celebrity. Well, you have to kind of be a celebrity. Like one of the reasons the OJ chase was so humongous is because everybody knew that like a famous person was wanted. Or like when Britney shaved her head and like for no reason, 7 million people in LA were watching. For no reason when she got carted out on the ambulance. Like literally most of LA was watching. So it's crazy here. Justin Bieber, his friend crashed a Lambo over by my house and ended the life of a paparazzi, and that wasn't even big news. Well, it was on my side of town because it's not every day that someone crashes a $200,000 or $300,000 car. Well, at least around here. I appreciate those giant pins. You know, after buying larger pins, I can no longer work with those little pins anymore because I have huge hands, and so I need giant pins. It's perfect. I have a friend. I wonder if she still owes. She had a Bronco. Every time I would see her, I would be like, "Hey," and she'd be like, "I'm not going to sell you my car." She knew I wanted that thing so bad, and I was going to paint it white. But those old school Broncos were beasts. They were just good cars. All right. I think I have everything. I think I have everything pinned. Let's sew the arms on and see what it looks like. Oh, my flashlight is still on. I'm going to be like, why are the batteries trashed on that thing? All right, I promise I am almost done, but I am stubbornly sticking with it this evening. At least this part. No worries. No worries, Joy. All right. I'm sure this thing needs to be plugged in. Dude, when I see people make certain things within like an hour or two, I'm like, dude, you totally prepped all of that. Because with sewing, most of it is getting your stuff, most of it, it's like I always say, it's like painting. It's all about prep. Oh, right. I have so much stuff down there. I'm trying not to kick the can of WD-40. Beautiful. Oh, like I said, this one was measured perfect. So it went around in a perfect circle. And that rarely happens. All right, I think I might have to go back over that piece again, but that almost never happens. That was basically a perfect circle. And because of my pinning, it went right through, and that guy is just not cooperating. And because of my pinning, it went right through, but we'll see how it comes out. Oop, I see a gap right there, but that could easily be fixed. All right. Perfect. Oh my gosh. I keep on forgetting that this glows in the dark, and every time I look at it, I'm like, why is it so bright in there? It, like Joy said, it's a bonus when you find something like that. Like this glows in the dark. I am stoked. It wasn't something that I sought out, but It's okay that it happened. Oh, that's hilarious. All right. Got one sleeve attached, on to the next, and we'll be done. These measurements weren't as precise, but we'll start sewing and see what happens, like I always say. Beautiful. I measured this in a different way, and it actually came out better this time. So I might do it like in this way from now on. But the sleeves went on much easier. Well, I shouldn't talk until they're completely on. But I wasn't in sleeve hell this time. Whoa. I almost stabbed my phone with my scissors. I think the arm's attached. I'm laughing because I measured it just a little bit different, and it came out, the arms came out perfect. But we shall see how this looks. I think there's no gaps, but there's only one way to find out. All right. I think it's ready. I could be wrong. If you hear, oh, whoops, wrong one. If you hear a giant rip and me crying, that means that it didn't. Oh, I love a good reveal, though. I love a good reveal. Oh. So because I didn't use a serger, there's still some edging that needs to be done. And tomorrow, if Phoenix is around, I'm going to add a hood on. And even if she's not around, I'll add a hood on this. Oh, beautiful. Oh. I'm getting much better at the head hole. There's one little improvement I have to do really quick. Beautiful. Oh, this came out perfect. I'm going to add a hood on this, but I love the way it came out. Oh, do I have my cell phone? I do have my cell phone clip on. This is literally how I would wear it. This came out absolutely perfect. The neck is something to be desired, but I'm gonna have to shape it just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna add a hood on it. So it doesn't matter anyways, because I made a little bit of a mistake right here, but it doesn't matter because I'm gonna come back and add a complete hood on it. So I'm definitely gonna chalk this one up as a victory. And honestly, this is what I wanted. This is the color I wanted. This is everything that I wanted. Maybe a belt. Well, I wear baggy clothes because I'm stuck in 1996. And with these colors, it's more like 1993. I love the huge baggy look. Let's see how it looks with the vest. See if we can go full house of sewing on this one. Beautiful. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, I'm laughing because I make everything to go under a vest. Like most of the stuff I make goes under a vest. But I'm playing around with this, but I'm probably gonna add a hood, even though I love the way it looks right now. It's the problem when I make certain things. I'm like, you know what? I actually like how that looks. But maybe do you know the one thing I could add is I could add a drawstring at the bottom. I could also add one in the hood. A long time ago, I had this really dramatic black sweatshirt that had white drawstring through the hood and through the bottom of it. So it was really dramatic looking. That's like honestly, a lot of the stuff I make is to go underneath all of most of my vests, especially sweatshirts and stuff like that. Because I live in hoodies, I live in certain things, and like because I work early in the morning, it's always cold. It doesn't matter what time of year it is, it's always cold. So I'm always making jackets and hoodies and things to wear because it's, you know, I'm out and about when everybody else is asleep. Quite literally. Maybe that's why I'm so disturbed by the traffic, is because I'm used to driving around and nobody being on the road at all. I mean, at all. That really is a shirt made for layering. I haven't finished it yet, but I really like the way it came out. The neck is something to be desired, but like when I stand back, it hides it. Oh no, it looks good. It looks good. I love this print. I absolutely love the way the print came out though. I don't know what it is about the stars. I have smoky stars. I have a pink version of this with black star. Well, I don't know. It's not pink. It's basically the same design as this star, and it has black stars on it. I don't know. I really like how this came out. And it's super and the lining is beautiful. So it's perfect. I've been meaning to work on this for a long time. I'm gonna have to come through with when I fix my serger. I'm gonna have to come through with a serger and serge everything as far as certain edges. But knowing me tonight, I'm just gonna flap a piece of fabric over and create a cuff on this instead of messing around too much. And I'm just gonna completely edge the bottom just so there's no fraying at all. When Joy comes back, well, I'll sing Happy Trails when Joy comes back. I don't, you know what the funny thing is? I think one of the reasons I'm in love with this is because it's black. Really is what it is. And it's thick because I layered it. I love certain combinations. And with the stars in my vest, it definitely screams House of Sewing. Awesome. Do you know tonight was definitely a victory? We got a lot done. I almost went full Elvis. We got a lot done this evening. I made this beautiful shirt. This is awesome. It's nice and long. I don't know if I'm going to add a hood on this now. I really do not know if I'm going to add a hood on this now. I love how this came out. I'm definitely going to edge the bottom and everything and make the color and everything, but this is perfect. I might fix the collar and just call this a long shirt. This is one of the things that happens. I fall in love with certain prints, and this weird star print, like I said, it screams Santee Alley, but I love the way it looks. That's really a shirt made for layering. You stream for 3.5 hours. You're singing gospel backstage. I'm telling you, Kilroy, when I saw that documentary, I was like, okay, Elvis is actually okay in my book, because he was hanging out and he brought all of his friends from Memphis and everything. And it wasn't like, oh, Joe Schmo. It was people that he knew like his whole life. And yeah, they were, you know, skiing in the middle of the desert, but they were having a good old time, you know. And that's what it's about, because it's not about drama and fighting with people. It's about making really cool things like this and having a good time. You know what? I'm glad I didn't add a pocket or anything on this. I might call this a shirt. Tomorrow I might make the gray version of this. The older I get, I appreciate baggy clothes. Because they hire any spare tires. Or what if I wanted to smuggle a couple of baguettes into a movie? I'm your guy. I'm your guy, you know? Oh, this came out perfect. This is definitely the gospel backstage part of the show. Now I'm debating on what I should make. I need to have a stream where I finish all of my projects at once. Like, I need to line everything up and, like, okay, that one needs to be edged, that one needs to be lined. We need to finish a few things, because I start all of these overambitious projects and then I'm like, oh, I was going to add a hood, and then I never add a hood. Or, oh, I was going to add a zipper, and I never add a zipper. That was, oh, there you are, Joy. I didn't want to leave without you. I'm going to be here for a couple more minutes since I'm going full Elvis this evening. My so-called season finale. Well, that was the whole thing with the conversion of Godless Sewing. That was the whole thing. I was like saying goodbye to Godless Sewing almost, even though I will forever be Godless Sewing. I'm kind of moving on from that in a way. I still go by the name, but, like, you know, my name's William. We're in the House of Sewing, and this is my so-called life. Plus, Godless Iowan was taken, so, you know, I'll go back to my so-called life. Oh, Joy, we're here for you. We're here for you. But I don't see, now that I have this on, I don't know if I want to add a hood. I'm going to fix the neck, but, like, I'm going to, you know why? Because I didn't use my serger. But I love how this came out. I'm going to, you know, one day I'm going to say something really awful and the balloons are going to pop up. One day I'm going to say something really awful. Oh, that's hilarious. All right, since we're here. Oh, is it this? Absolutely. Absolutely, Joy. It did take me a while to figure it out, Kilroy. It did take me a quick minute to figure it out. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, man. I know, I'm going to surge everything. The surger is not out. It's just down. There's something going on with it. And plus, like I always say, I got it secondhand. I like look at things thinking that you guys can see what I see. Regardless, it will come back to life. So I'm not even worried about it. With my baby lock, the second I figured out it needed a smaller needle, I put it in, instantly started working. And it's been an absolute war horse since. War horse. I know my accent is strange, and I say things not in completion sometimes. War horse. And one day I will figure out. I think I am the test human for that. It is the strangest thing. That where are you coming from, Thumb? Fireworks. Where are you from? Don't know her. Strangest thing. But all right, I'm giving the thumbs up to the camera. I want to thank everybody who's made it this far. To anyone who watches in the future, I'm a little over analytical when it comes to things like that. But like, there's a lot of people who watch these streams after. I see you and I appreciate you. I have not seen that on any other lives. Exactly. I think I'm the test subject for this. I have an Apple. If I disappear, I have an Apple computer. Avenge my disappearance. Thank you. It's the strangest thing. It just popped up it happened after an update, though. It definitely happened after an update. But I'll be around tomorrow. I will be same old sewing madness. If Phoenix is around, I will. If not, I'll be back on Monday. Same old, same old. I absolutely appreciate every single one of you. Kilroy, Joy, thank you so much for sticking with me until the end. I will be back at it tomorrow. Not so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but I'll be back at it. To anyone who watches in the future, I absolutely appreciate you. You guys are awesome. So until tomorrow or Monday, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and keep thrifting. I have scored so hard this week. I'm gonna I keep on saying, I'm gonna stay home and no buy. Every time I say that, I find a new sewing machine. You guys have a great night. Reinforce your seams, be yourselves, and I will definitely see you next time.